AI using human avatars. Whoa.
We've reached like, what is it, the singularity? Like it's come full circle now, right? It's like a human in the loop to serve AI. It's a mess.
It is. That's, oh my God, that's very matrixy. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like you've seen behind the lines.
Hmm.
Oh my
Hmm.
God. Hi everyone, I'm here today for part two with Sylvie Soulet. And we had
Hello.
so much fun the last time, and this was actually one of my more popular episodes. So I think that the people have spoken, they'd like more of you.
And I hope I have some more to give.
All right, let's talk about what you're doing in the writing world right now, because there's some fun stuff happening. I know you've had some success with your short stories recently.
Yes, I've been busy since the last time we spoke. Shortly after our chat in April, I got a response back from this. I think they're initially a podcast show. It's the Not Quite Right podcast, but I think on a regular basis they do contests for flash fiction works. So in the fall they had one for something called Flesh Fiction, and I entered one of my writings and I didn't actually win. Like I listened to their very long 3 hour podcast going through the finalists. But all to say, I didn't win, but they did say at the very end, oh, by the way, anyone who we didn't mention in the podcast, we might reach out to you for an opportunity to be published. So fast forward about a week or so, and they did reach out. And so this turnover time was very quick. After about a month or so, they reached out to me. It's like, hey, guess what? The book is published. So I remembered to actually find it and get it in front of me. So I was published in this. This is not my book, but I'm in one of my stories is in this anthology for Flesh Fiction. I think they said they're going to do multiple volumes. This is the first volume, so I don't know how many they intend to do. But I was so excited. I wanted to like show it off. So we went outside. My husband, who's like he's a good amateur photographer, he took some photos because I want to get into the habit of promoting myself more. So because this one was actually in a print in a book that you could hold, I went out and we took some nice photos and I put it on my LinkedIn and I promoted myself on my Instagram. And the great but also annoying thing is, Angelique, sometimes I don't generally mix knowledge of my writing work with my actual like day-to-day work. But it did get revealed in LinkedIn. Some of my coworkers saw that I shared the book, and so then during work they're like, "Oh, tell us, drop the link, tell us what the book's about." And of course, of all the things that I've written, even the speculative stuff, this is kind of on the blue, on the more naughty side. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, I was published in this book by a podcast," and but I didn't want to get into it because I was just looking through the book earlier. It's like there's a lot of raunchy stuff in there, and I suspect maybe a lot of people didn't even use their real name. I'm the only one crazy enough to use. Well, my pen name is still separate from my full name, but I still put myself out there. Like, yeah, I'm in this book with all this straight up smut. So it's funny. The one thing I'm kind of like, I downplay what it's about and I promote it, but everyone's like, share, share, and I'm like, maybe,
Oh, that's
maybe not.
hilarious. I don't know. First of all, the cover's gorgeous and the photos you took were stunning. I saw them all, so I think they worked
Thank you.
well.
That's my
Yeah.
husband there. All him.
So it's always interesting when you say that, feeling a little bit of like embarrassment or shame over our writing if we delve into those uncomfortable places. Whereas, isn't that sort of what makes us fully vulnerable and more interesting? I don't know. I've kind of hit a stage in my life where I'm not sure playing it safe is the right thing to do. So,
I'm yeah, I'm feeling that way too.
so I'm proud of you for that. And go ahead and use your name. You know what? Usually, if you have any success, you're outed anyway. Look at Frida McFadden. That's not her real name. And of course, everybody knows her real name now. And do you ever judge the writers that you read if they get a little spicy?
No, no, I think I have even more respect for them that they're so candid and just have themselves out there. I think of that line from the movie Life of Chuck, the Tom Hiddleston one. Actually, I think it's they mention another book in the book. I'm not quite sure, but there's a line in it that really speaks to me. It's like I contain multitudes, and you're not just, oh, I write a flash fiction or I write speculative fiction. Like you can do other things. You can write smut. You can write a historical fiction. You can write nonfiction. Like you don't have to pigeonhole yourself on a marketing aspect. Sure, it's okay to be more focused, but if you really want to understand yourself and get into your passions and follow your bliss, like sometimes you just got to explore and put yourself out there.
I think exactly. And then I think it's freeing. I know that I've talked about how I used to kind of hide that I like to write horror, that I like to write horror, and that I had this dark side of me. I thought it might collide with my
Right.
professionalism, right? As a journalist. I
Yeah.
thought, you don't want to be a horror writer and then covering, I don't know, the Georgina Arts Gallery. However, when I was at the Georgina Arts Gallery, and I don't even know how it came up, and the women found out what I write, and the same thing for Georgina Hospice, they're so excited. They want me to bring my books in so they can sell them at the gallery. And I'm like, it's not really your thing, is it? Like, this is like, there's the group of seven paintings on the wall, and you want my horror light anthology. So, like, sure, bring them in. It's just interesting that what we think people will judge us for, they might actually be intrigued by or respect
Yeah.
us for. Or anyway, I just find it very interesting that we don't really get anything by pretending to be something other than what we are. Or I guess there's maybe some things we should filter, but I think as long as we're not going to be thrown in jail. Which brings me to the next thing I want to talk to you about, because I watched your video on the death of Sora. Now, how
Hmm.
long was that?
How long has Sora been
No,
Deadpooled?
no. How long was your video? It was like
Uh,
that was quite the creation. That must have taken you forever to make.
yeah, and like I used to do a lot more videos. Like there's some videos I've had from earlier. I think that might be my longest one, and that it took a lot of time to edit because a lot of my older videos were just talking head videos on the craft of writing or writing advice. But I was so like moved to comment on like my foray into using Sora. I'm sure if I put all the clips that I've had, because I alluded that I've made a lot of Sora clips, it would probably easily, if it was just Sora clips, maybe be like a half an hour of clips alone. But obviously, like people don't want to sit and just watch a like half hour of AI slop. So I had to do voiceover. But like it was the most intensive video I've done in a while because of the editing, because of like piecing together the videos. I had the foresight, thankfully, to save a lot of the clips as soon as I knew Sora was going down. Because once they cut it off permanently, you go on the site now, it's just like Sora's gone. I still have the app on my phone. I'm a little I don't want to delete it. It's kind of like it's still there. It's like Flappy Bird when Flappy Bird was still there. It's like you don't want to delete it because then the game's gone forever. But the site had the platform it went down, but it's just so funny to see the progression, right? Because I think it came out full form not even a year ago. I think it was like now August or September, and I played with it a little bit, and then I got more into it, and then I just went all in. I thought, oh my God, this is the future. Like you could make anything you want and like conceptualize it, but it in the process of exploring the idea of just taking a prompt, just taking an idea of like anything you could think of your head and having it manifest on the screen, you have to take a step back, Angelique, at some point and realize, oh my gosh, like why am I doing this? Like I have all these brilliant, beautiful ideas. Why am I feeding it into a large language model? Why am I feeding it into this AI for them to have and for them to disseminate and potentially, use or other people to use? And I haven't fully developed it yet. It was just sort of like brain blast of ideas. But I think you have to be protective about your creativity. Like I value AI as a tool of hi Greg, that's my husband. I value AI as a tool, but it's it's so easy to lose yourself taking cues in the creative process for AI. Disclaimer, never, never, never do I give any suggestion or ask AI for my creative process in writing. That's my writing is my writing. I'm totally 100% human. Um, Pangram, come at me. But I just feel like you don't you're allowed to criticize AI, and I take all the criticisms at heart. My daughter absolutely hates AI. She despises it. She's concerned about the water, about the creativity. I and I value that. But at the same time, I think the people that can criticize it best are the ones that really explore it. And so I got in and I saw the downside of, oh, yes, you can make this thing, but how do I continue that thing? You're only making 10-second clips at a time. And sometimes you're like, okay, well, the man walked down the street. Can the man walk down the street and then turn left? And then the whole system crashes and everything falls apart. So in the immediate looking, it's like I don't even know what it's like. It's like a piece of artwork you look at and it looks okay, or even AI art. You look at it and at first it's okay, but the longer you get in and the longer you really interrogate it and explore it, it just falls apart. And so it's just so fascinating how fast the rise and fall of it was because I noticed on YouTube after the big, oh my gosh, Sora, you'll notice that a lot of the clips or compilations on YouTube were like 9 months, like now longer months because Sora's been dead. It all was a big push of excitement. And then it fell because no one wants to, it's not like Instagram or TikTok. No one wants to be doom scrolling through a bunch of slop. There was no real retention rate to it. And so that's why it eventually died. And also the IP and copyright, people are not wanting their properties on there. So there was only so much you could do. So yeah, I felt really passionate about it and just editing with the video and spending like a whole weekend doing the voiceover and dub. And I'm really proud of it, even though it was just sort of just a personal project of me talking about it because I don't really see a lot of people. It just sort of vanished. And I'm like, this is something that was like consumed my life literally for eight months. And now it's no more. I mean, there's other people, but the Sora app is gone. And it's like it never existed. I'm like, no, like I need to timestamp this part of my life where I was consumed by AI.
That is I actually found your video very touching and I loved it. I loved how honest you were and how you dove right into, I'll say it's like an obsession and a passion. And
Hmm.
you made some very cool things. I like your like, what was it? The motherfucking day rap?
Yeah, I think that's the one that set me off, right? Because that is something like that's what I'm saying, all the weird things in my head. And it was really crazy to finally see a conception like, no, I'm not going to go to an actual artist or I'm not going to like pay an actor and do this weird thing in my head. But if I could just see what it would look like. So the sorry, mom, the motherfucker thing was just like it was a culmination like, oh my God, like there is so much potential here. Um, and I made so many other videos of that. Like again, like there's only a fraction of the ones I showed. I think I showed three different versions of the original, like a hyperpop version and an alternate camera angle. But there are a lot of other ones where I was being little cheeky, and there was a feature in Sora that you could go and like remix other people's videos. So I would go and I'd see a video that was trending, and then I would take that and be like, okay, but do this, but do it with motherfucker day. And like they would just sneak in the line. So it's just, I was like, I want to force a meme. And then I was, I think the only one that found it funny, but I did like so many videos of that. And like, there's
Oh
so
no,
many
I
that I
found it
did.
funny. It was funny.
Okay, thank you. I'm like, am I the only one who finds this hilarious? But like,
No.
it was just my kind of hobby of just like sneaking that in randomly in a video, like just kind of like the jump scare. But yeah, it was fun to explore that and just see different ideas. I really wanted to get into the animation side of it, but I think I go into it in the video. Is that it, it's it it's a mirage. It's not a real thing in terms of doing a video. Like if you wanted to do even an AI video simulating our conversation, like doing a Zoom call, it could do that because it's embedded in real life and there's physics and the fan going in the background and just me hitting the plant just now, but there's physics tied to it. But with animation, animation in and of itself is no bar hold, like no holds bar, and it just doesn't know. It's like the AI is thinking, I think this would happen, but like sometimes it would come out perfect, and sometimes it would just look like you've seen some of the clips. Some of them were just like gross and just not appealing to look at. And yeah, I I wanted to share because I think there was some value in the clips. I know with a lot of them I can't do anything with them, but I did have some genuine fun to see my ideas manifest and just, you know, like share. I wanted to share. I think I feel for the people who've played with the app and then just let the app go and didn't retain any of the clips because it's like there I feel like there has to be some value to it. I think that's ultimately why I made the video too. Is like I spent all this time making these clips. Someone's gonna see them. So it was a bit of an excuse to show off what I was making, and the potential is still there. Places like I think it's Nano Banano or VO3, like there are other people like Google and other companies. I think C Dance through TikTok. They still have the technology. I have ultimately decided I'm not doing it anymore. I've explored the potential of possibility, but it was just good to get that creativity out there and show other people.
Have you had, I think it's called Creator Wood. People are making movies with it. Have you heard of that?
Creator would like Hollywood?
No, it's called Creator Wood, I think. Yeah, I
No.
think it's
It's
like I think David Vergut's just made a movie of one of his scare mail books. And yeah, yeah, coming soon. It's called Creator Wood. So I don't want to send you down another rabbit hole, but
Oh God. It'd be very easy to, very.
what I really like, what I find interesting is that you did do this deep dive and then came to the realization yourself that you prefer your creativity to be human driven.
Yes.
Now, I find that very interesting because always, but here's something that I totally respect you for. Like you researched it, you examined it. Like we don't want to be dinosaurs. We don't want to
Hmm.
run scared from the big bad without understanding what we're running from or
Yes.
just making a conscious choice not to use it because you don't want to be left behind. But I know that I feel you mentioned in your video that you kind of felt icky, like some of it made you feel it makes you feel uncomfortable sometimes. Like when you were using it, like some of the
Yeah.
right. So I mean, I feel the same way. I find well, first of all, I don't like the way AI writes. It always seems
Oh,
like their metaphors are off or just the
God.
cadence of the writing. And then the worst part is once again, at this point, as you know, it's not like this is my career. I'm not going to give my joy to a large language model. Like my
Mhm.
joy is in the act of creation. What do they say? Success without you can be successful if something's given to you, but if success without fulfillment is empty. So it's the
Mm.
pain and the process that makes the success worthwhile. And if you just type some prompts into something and have it do the work, then you don't get that sense, I think, of pride and fulfillment. That's what I find. It's like you need to do the work yourself, or even if it was good enough. I mean, sure, I wouldn't mind giving if I had something painful to do to write, it'd be great if you could just get AI to do it. But then I'm like, it's not good enough. Like, especially for writing I'm paid for, like article writing, right? I'm like, oh, I have to write an article with these, 25 PDF documents here. But still, it doesn't do it right. It doesn't pick out the right up things. It might
Doesn't
be
have the
good for,
nuance.
yeah, I mean, it might be good for saying, please take these PDF documents and give me 25 salient points, but it can never craft it correctly. It never hits the voice correctly. But you wouldn't know that if you didn't play with it. So
Yeah. Oh, like I can sniff out AI writing almost instantaneously. Like I hate and love M dashes because I love M dashes, but if I see an abundance of them, like that's definite AI. Or it's not X, it's Y. I'm like, yeah. And that one frustrates me too because you could use that a little bit, but if you see it like everywhere, or there's certain phrases, I think I heard the word
quietly,
delve.
And
Quiet.
quietly, they're saying it's like
Yeah.
happening quietly, and I was like, "Ay, ay, ay, ay,
This
ay."
is the part that's quietly apparent, or this is
Yes,
the quiet part
yes.
being said out loud. I'm like, So you can suss it out. And yeah, AI lacks the human nuance, like the connection. Like you'll read an article and you'll feel like this feels hollow. This feels like I think personally, and maybe it's just me, I feel like there's an overabundance of the word you, the pronoun you in AI, because it's trying to take on the the role of you feeling these emotions. So it's trying to connect with you. It's like you'll feel this, you feel sadness, not happiness, not joy, only chaos. And I think, and this is me putting my tinfoil hat on. It's like not only are we seeing prepare for the conspiracy theories, um, not only are we seeing more of these AI generated videos online on YouTube, I think some people are doing talking head videos that are just AI scripts. Like you'll see someone's like, oh, that sounds like a fascinating topic. So you'll click them and it is, yes, a talking head video. It is them. They're not using an avatar or whatever, but you'll hear them talk and you're like, it just feels like, yes, okay, I agree with that point. Yes, I agree with that point, but like it just felt very, very hollow because the individual is not actually giving any of their experience. Is like you trudge through the world not doing this, or you need to bring yourself out there, or you need to be selfish. Like they're saying things that you're thinking, but I'm like, okay, but what are your thoughts? You're just sort of expectorating, or you're just sort of spouting out these things that are expected to give an emotional resonance, but it just feels like you're reading from an AI script. And I've been seeing that more and more, and it's really icky. It turns me off. Like there's no connection with it anymore. Like, you really have to look because I know people are keen on seeing the AI, but sometimes it's proliferating to the point now where people are just like, I'm just going to show up and look pretty and say all this stuff that AI generated. I'm going to get all the views because it's still human. They don't need to know it's not me actually saying it. But it's almost it's again, it's like a AI using a human avatar to just spout slop.
Oh
And
my
that's a future.
God.
Yeah. And you'll notice it now if you go on YouTube. If you look up certain videos, just be cognizant now of certain people that are doing the talking head thing, but it just feels like they're talking at you and not really trying to relate or give any of their backstory.
Oh my God. You're just like, I'm a little bit blown away right now. Like, that's crazy. The phrase that you said, AI using human avatars. Whoa.
We've reached like what is it, the singularity? Like it's come full circle now, right? It's like human in the loop to serve AI. It's a mess.
It is. That's, oh my God, that's very matrixy. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like you've seen behind the lines. Oh my
Hmm.
God. I have noticed like what I don't like is those motivational videos that are supposed to be like you're saying, you just need to reach out and grab the day. But you're right, you don't really feel like
You're not
motivated.
connected.
But no. And then, they have all the AI generated video behind it, right? That's yeah. Stock footage, obviously not edited by a human. Everybody's like, wow. And then you're right, I don't want to spend my time. I think a lot of people are like that, especially the younger generation. I absolutely love that the younger generation are just so disgusted with AI.
They reject it.
Yeah, because I have a story for you. So I didn't think, I mean, you think like where what are you comfortable with using AI? So I'm doing a non-AI written, which you can tell if you read it, because it's anyways, our Ashnavian recipes of war that I'm doing with Rachel Luttrell. This is stuff
Okay.
we wrote way before AI was even like we were writing it way before AI even existed. But I'm like, okay, let's do a serial fiction experiment with it. And she's into cooking and cooking videos, and we'll have a recipe attached to every story. And she goes to all these cons and she can give out recipe cards. I thought it'll be so fun, right? It could be a
Mm,
fun sort of thing to do. And
yeah.
there's a picture of us, the big ACDC concert. Remember SARS Fest? Do you remember? Like they had a big,
Like
huge
in
concert.
2003-ish, kind of back in the
Yeah, it was at like Downs. Lance, no, where was it? Like, anyway, it
Down
was the
view?
Downsview. It was a Downsview, and they had
Yeah.
all the fans. There's a photo of us at the ACD concert. We're so cute together.
Oh.
So I took that picture and I put, because Ash Navi and Recipes of War is space opera, I put us in, I had AI dress us in space outfits. And then I put it in Canva and I put a canvas space behind it. Her children were appalled. They were so mad at her. They're like, Mom,
Oh
it's
no.
so gross. How could you use AI on the picture? And I'm like, oh my God. So like I stripped, put us back in our outfits. But I still think it was okay to put us on a space background because I did that in Canva without AI assistance. So I figured that part's okay. But it's just interesting to see what a visceral reaction that the younger generation is having to it, which is nice. So this big AI wave might die out on its own if they simply refuse to engage with it. I'm not saying AI will die out and everything because it
Yeah.
is now, I think it's now embedded
No.
in so many of our
Yeah.
processes. But maybe
It's
within,
ubiquitous.
yeah, maybe in creativity, it'll find its own place and it won't be where humans want to express themselves. Because if it's
It
rejected, then like Sora, it'll die. It'll die like Sora.
no, Angelique, you hit the nail on the head. It's like, yeah, like it's not going anywhere. It's ubiquitous. It's going to stay, even if it's not as as all encompassing as it feels like it's been in the last 18 months. The thought that comes to mind for me, which is why I'm like, we just got to ride out the storm, is NFT art. I don't know if you remember, just like 2, 3 years ago, it was NFT art this and cryptocurrency that and blockchain this, and that was the
Oh,
conversation that was consuming uh the culture. And then there was that big crash where they found out like half these people don't know what they're doing, or a lot of this, it's the NFT art is useless. Like people spent $1 billion or $1 million on this ugly like monkey art. It's worth pennies now. And so NFT art still exists. It's
so
not
sorry,
in the
non-fungible tokens, NFT, is that
yeah, it's like non-fun fungible. I don't even know what fungible means, but yeah, I think it's like non-fungible tokens. So all that really ugly, like it like it's probably more complex than the NFT art, like the ugly, I think it's bored apes and the ASCII art, like everything that just looks like it's randomly generated GIFs or JPEGs like that, and they
right?
charge like, and I was tempted briefly to buy some, like not the ape, good Lord, no, but like at some point, because you're so embedded, like they ram it with you all the time, like this is the future, you're going to need this to access this and that, and then it just stopped, and that's how I think it's going to be with AI. Like it's going like eventually everyone's saying the bubble's going to burst, the bubble's going to burst. I don't think it's going to be the metaphorical pin to the very blown up balloon. I think it's going to be more the balloon slowly deflated. I don't think we're going to have that massive crash that we had seen with the blockchain or the cryptocurrency. But at the same token, you mentioning your children like abhorring that the idea of any sort of AI being used. Um, it's I think there has to be a balance, because one thing that makes me want to defend AI in some manner is um there was an artist I followed on Instagram. She made beautiful, I don't recall the name, but she made beautiful art that was like almost anthropomorphic vegetables and beautiful haute couture fashion. And so one day she's like, here's something I drew, but I just wanted to use AI to conceptualize what the piece would look like in 3D. So she fed her own creation in the model to just show the 3D interpretation of the dress. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Wall upon wall of negativity. Like, I can't believe you do this. I'm so ashamed. Like, I'm so disappointed in you. And just like all this negativity. And I even had to write back to her, like, don't listen to these people. Like, you were just, this is your work. Like, like, you're like, don't let them get you down. She ended up pulling it down because there was so much negativity. And I think that's what annoyed me. Like, there has to be some level of experimentation and adaptation to it. I am not by any means telling people they need to go and like create art and create um, all their art through the large language model through AI. I'm actually personally sometimes fatigued with the amount of times I'm told at work to just use Copilot, just feed this into Copilot and do this, and it helps to a point, yeah, but it's not a catch-all. It's not a what is it panacea. It's not going to solve all our ills. Yes, in theory, it can do X, Y, and Z. In fact, I've graduated, so to speak, from ChatGPT to using Claude more often. I really like the co-work feature, and I've been utilizing that. But I think we just have to come to a balance. Right now, I think we're very slowly getting there. I know the youth are still like, I don't know if you saw those videos of the commencement speeches. I think there were at least three commencement speeches where they bring up AI, the whole crowd's going, boo, boo. Even one they're defending, like, oh, this is the future, deal with it. The CEO tells yeah, he's like, just deal with it. It's coming for your jobs, like be prepared. Like, but and that's not the way to go. That's why it's the narrative that they've been feeding us in how they're trying to say how powerful AI is. They're like, oh, it's so powerful. People might need to be on, universal basic income because so many people are going to be out of work. Who wants to hear that? Like, I get what you're trying to do to market the market the service, market the AI, but no one wants to hear they're going to be out of a job because AI is just so much better and like layoffs are imminent. So that's just my 2 cents on all of that.
So, so let's end with people, tell people where they can find you and what you want them to look at. I'm definitely going to link to that cool video of yours because I think everybody should watch that.
Thank you. Thank
I
you. I
loved
loved
it.
where I said I put so much effort into that. So that was
You
really
can tell.
helpful.
What did you edit it on?
Primarily DaVinci Resolve. So I
Okay.
think that's a free video software. It made my computer crash so many times, but it ultimately got the job done. But yes, yeah, so where they could find me, sylviesoul.com. That's my website. My Substack is the same thing, sylviesoul .substack.com, I think. So that's where you could see my active, just crazy posts that I do for social and just to get people to be around me. And yeah, a Sylvie Soul YouTube is where you could see the video. So, and those are three I'll promote today.
Okay.
One, if you just want to chat with me on Substack or my website, or you could watch my video on YouTube. So
Okay, I'll make sure I link to all of those. Well, once
wonderful.
again, this has been so much fun, and thank you for stopping by today.
It's been a pleasure.